And welcome to another edition of Lolligaggers Legends. I'm Bill Griffith. And I'm Jim Randison. It looks like we got ourselves one humdinger of a match today, Jim. You got that right, Bill. On the top side, it appears we're going to have Teemo, Kha'Zix, Echo, Lucian, and Morgana. And on the blue side, it appears we're going to have Galio, Yi, Rakan, one of the new champions as support, Kog'Maw, ADC, and Kayle in the middle. Well, that's quite interesting. Why do you say so, Jim? Well, we don't usually get a whole lot of Kayle in middle anymore. She's just not as popular a champion. Well, I think she's perfectly good. It's just nobody understands exactly the value of her until she's gone. Right you are. Now it appears that both sides' jungles are starting at their standard blue. Galio's coming down and to help their Yi in jungle. So Morgana and Lucian. And it looks like middle is just kind of standing there, and Teemo is hanging out on top. Nothing overly exciting at the moment. Oh, looks like Kog'Maw's checking out the red, and nothing out of the ordinary here. So out of these two teams, who would you say has the overall advantage? Well, honestly, it always comes down to the players themselves. But if you went just team for team, early game I would give to the red side. Oh, why is that? Because their Teemo, Kha'Zix, and Echo combination has so much burst that it's just hard to counter until about midway through the game. Oh, it looks like Yi is stealing Kha'Zix's red. Now this ought to set him back a little bit. Right you are. That is going to deny him some burn, and if he were to flash it, it would cost him a heal. Oh, that sounds too bad. Yep, it can really set you back. And also, of course, it steals the most important thing for a jungler to get, which is the experience. Oh, I see. Yes, so of course, Kha'Zix is pretty good at ganking before level 6, but it just puts him that much further behind. Now, it looks like instead of the red, Kha'Zix is trying to gank bottom. Let's see how this works out for him. Ooh. You almost got Kog'Maw there. Oh, there's a double flash. There's a double flash. Kog'Maw, is he going to back off? Maybe he will. We got Rakan here doing a little bit of fancy footwork to stave off this tower gank. Oh, there was a near hit there. Let's see. But for now, it appears that the bottom side for red is backing off. Yes. And let's not forget that in doing so, Kha'Zix wasted precious time that he could have been using to farm up gold and get experience, while the blue team's Yi has just been having a field day. Oh, great point there, Jim. Thanks, Bill. Now let's look here at the top lane where Teemo's pushed Galio all the way in, and it appears as though there's been a kill. I think, let's take a look here. Yes, I think the Teemo pushed Galio back under tower and took him down due to the wave. Now let's take a look. Let's back this up. Check out the replay. Oh, there's Galio under the tower. His corpse, anyway. Let's back up a little further. Oh, there's the trade. Galio and Teemo are mixing up in the bush there, and it looks as though Teemo, as his ignite combined with his poison, must have added up for the first blood. Yes, that's quite a good analysis of your own there, Bill. Thanks, Jim. Sure is nice to hear something wonderful every once in a while. Thanks for the compliment. Oh, you're quite welcome. And might I say, while I'm at it, you seem quite chipper today. Oh, I wonder what that could be. You know, the birds are chirping, the sun is shining, and oh, that blood-sucking harpy finally left. Oh, you mean Margaret? Right. You remember last time I was talking about how she moved out? Yeah. Well, turns out it was a wonderful, it's a happy accident. Could not have been better. Could not have been in a better situation if I had planned it myself. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, can you believe it? Like, it's only been a week and I feel so great. Bill? Yes, Jim. Is that a beer? Yes it is, Jim. You know, TGIF. Oh, looks like there's a gank in the forest where Kha'Zix just got his ass whipped by Galio. Oh, yes. Yeah, TGIF there, Bill. You know it's Wednesday, right? It's Friday somewhere. I guess you're right. Now, let's take a look at Galio heading back up to his lane. He's pretty far behind. Teemo has had a chance to get his ultimate, which means he can pop down those annoying mushrooms on Galio. And on top of that, Teemo has an item advantage. So Galio's going to need to play it very safe, trying to poke down these minions from afar as to not let the Teemo get too far ahead. Oh, let's check out the middle, where it looks like Kale and Echo are having a little bit of a tussle. Yes, they are, Bill. And it looks like Kale's pushing Echo back pretty far. Now, who would you give the overall advantage to in this lane? That's very difficult to tell. Why is that, Jim? Well, you see, where Kale is very good at the sustained push, Echo is a really, really good burst damage. Like he's a really good assassin type champion. But on top of that, specifically in this game, Kale is going to have the advantage just simply because there was a disconnection earlier in the match, which puts Echo about a minute or two behind Kale's farm, which means he has less gold and less experience. It's kind of the same difference as Galio and Teemo on top, except for Galio's been here the whole time. He just died. I see. Now let's look at bottom lane, where blue has red pushed almost all the way in. Now, same question, who would you give the basic advantage to here? Well, at the moment, I would give the advantage to to the blue side, because red side Lucian just jumped straight behind the blue's minion wave, which meant he was taking all of the true damage that the minions gave out, as well as Kog'Maw and Raken's damage. Oh, that doesn't sound like it's such a smart maneuver. That's right. Now, this is a very common thing, especially for a player on a mobile champion like Lucian, because he can jump in, shoot, jump out. People are very addicted to doing so because he's a flashy and moving type champion. I see. But you simply have to resist that type of stuff. Now let's look over at the middle, where it looks like Kha'Zix is trying something on middle, but here comes Galio just hanging out in the river. Don't know what he's trying. Maybe he's scouting the middle. It looks like he might be waiting for that Echo to come out. But we have to remember, the longer this Galio is in this bush, the longer Teemo has to just set up his entire lane. You see all those mushrooms there? Those have a very long timer, and Teemo could put down as many as he wants in that time. As well as pushing the lane, of course. That's right, Jim. You gotta be really careful when you're letting a Teemo have all the time in the world in his lane. I see. Let's see here. Oh, here comes Galio back to defend his spot. It looks like his gank didn't go so well. Oh, there he's still chasing around. That was Yi that was teleporting in. Galio's still trying to push back that Echo in the middle. You gotta love it when a jungler puts his pride aside and tries to help out the rest of the team. Yeah. I mean, and now this is setting up the Galio to come in and help to fight off the Teemo a bit. That's right. Right now, even if they don't... now Yi's getting a little bit of the Yi syndrome. You gotta be careful, especially when you're fighting a Teemo, because Yi's main attacks rely on melee, and Teemo's Q blinds you, so your melee does not connect. Oh, it looks like there was a kill down on bottom side. Right you are. It appears that the blue bottom side was pushed a little bit too closely to that turret. And they were probably just punished by the Lucian. Oh, hate it when that stuff happens. Right. Now let's take a look back up. Let's see here. The Yi is back from the grave, farming back up. Oh, but he's got to watch out because he's got that Kha'Zix there. Are you okay, Bill? Yeah, I'm just fine. I'm just, feeling loose, drinking my beer like you would. All right. Galio and Yi are going after Kha'Zix right now. They gotta be careful because Teemo is right around there, and as of right now, Teemo is more powerful than both of them. Oh, looks like there's gonna be some action here in the river. Yi's running into Kha'Zix and Echo at the same time. And now here comes Galio with his I guess, honorable sacrifice? He's trying to do something, but it's a little bit of that, fallacy of good intentions we keep talking about. Yes, I mean, luckily, Kale got to salvage a kill, but that was 3 kills for 1 in favor of the red side. And the red side was already in the lead to begin with. So now their lead is just growing exponentially as we go through this with those slight mistakes. Now, would you say that, would you say that this blue team is SOL, for lack of a better term right now? Are they out of this match? I wouldn't count them out just yet. They are 20,000 behind, but luckily Galio doesn't need very much in order to become a tank, and it looks like the Kog'Maw has quite a good amount of money on him, and he's getting good items. So because their ADC is caught up, and of course their Yi is ahead, and of course, Kale, it looks like they're still in this, even though Teemo is up to a very strong lead over Galio. Honestly, out of the two of these, Galio is the one that can afford to lose the lane because he's the tank. He doesn't need to do as much damage later on. As a matter of fact, even right now, Galio doesn't have his full build going on, but all that combined damage isn't killing Galio like it should. And now here's Galio getting away. Just skirted away with his life. Luckily, he's chugging those potions. That's a tip to all you beginners out there. If you charge into battle just start chugging potions, 2, 3 at a time. You never know how much you're going to come away with. Kozik's there getting his red. Kale's pushing Echo under tower. She might get the kill off of this. You gotta be very careful when Kale pushes you under that tower. She can very easily pop her ultimate, which is a short-term invincibility spell. So she could tower dive you and not even care. Plus her heal gives her a movement speed, so she can catch up to you in no time. Now let's take a look back at the bottom where Kog'Maw is coming back to lane. He's trying to get back as quickly as he can because he wants to slow the push of this Lucian, who is actually doing a very good job at pushing slowly. I believe we've covered this in a video prior, but I'll cover it again just to make sure. People like to believe that just because you're pushing your opponent all the way into their tower gives you a huge advantage. Now, of course, there is a slight advantage, but it's not as big as you would expect. Oh, could you explain it to us further, Jim? Okay, Bill. I was just about to. Well, get on with it then. We're waiting. Okay. Well, because you're pushed in so far underneath your own tower, there's less risk to farm. You can just, last hit and all that stuff. Oh, there's Morgana with a kill on Rockin', which out of the two, that ADC or support, that's the one you want to die. But here comes Kog'Maw, he's about to bite the dust. But there's his passive, he's following, there goes the Ghost Worm, and he took out Lucian. Now that's what I call a present from the grave, if you know what I mean. You mean that he's... Oh, there's a pretty nice save by Galio, taking out that Kha'Zix. Yeah, make sure you squash those bugs when you see them. Good job, Galio. Thanks, Bill. But as I was saying, while your opponents are pushing you under your own tower, you're relatively safe. So if you were to slowly push last hitting minions, so your opponents can't get a chance to get a clean attack, you're relatively safe. Now here's a trade in the middle. Both Echo and Kale have traded their ultimates. Oh, and Echo just edged out Kale. Like, it was only about probably 50 HP each. A very close match. I call that a bullshit move by the Echo. What do you mean? Just look at him. He's flashing all around with his glowing wand. Reversing time? You can't reverse time just because you got a wand? What, does that make you better than me? No, Bill. That's just his power. That's his power set. That's how he attacks people. Kale can go invincible. Oh, and here's Yi being chased down by Teemo and Kha'Zix. Now, of course, Yi can run very quickly, but these two are going to catch him in no time. Now, you got to keep in mind that while they're doing this, I mean, they of course got the kill, and if those two can't get any more out of it, they've just wasted probably about 2 minutes chasing down Yi, while Galio's in top, farming up as best he can, pushing the tower, evening out that gold deficit of his own. And of course, Kha'Zix, now he's stealing blue, but in that time he had no experience being gained. So really, the overinvestment by the Kha'Zix and Teemo might have actually put them behind. That is a great point, Jim. That is a great point. I am so glad that you're here. How much have you had? Including this one? One? And you're already buzzed? Hey, get off my back! I've had a stressful week. I'm just trying to relax. There's Rockin' attacking the Kha'Zix, who looks like he's trying to bait into a fight, but he died before he got there, like the useless cockroach that he is. I know a thing or two about useless cockroaches sucking away your life force while there's a fight in the jungle, and Lucian is wasting his ultimate like I've wasted the last 2 years of my life, and Echo just got taken out by the Kale. Now they're relatively safe. Yi and Kale are making sure that they're pushing away so they can potentially take this Drake without any contestation. Meanwhile, in the top, you got Galio and you got Timo still trading even, still not living up to anything, just wasting their time. I mean, let's look at their build, Jim. Bill, are you okay? You back up. We got Galio. He's got the Rod of Ages. I got a Rod of Ages for him. And he's building up some health. It looks like he's going to go all tank. He's got a little bit of magical resistance to help against the Timo. Perhaps he's going for another item for magical resistance to help fight the Timo. Bill, I couldn't understand that. I said he's building magical resistance to fight the Timo. How's that for you, Jim? It's fine, Bill. You just do you, buddy. I thank you, Bill. You take it from here. Okay. It looks like there's 3 in middle. You got Yi, Kale, and Rakan. They're fighting Timo, Kha'Zix, and Echo. Yi just died, and Galio uses ultimate to get into this fight. Now, unfortunately, I think Galio was just too little too late, which means this fight is going to go into the red team's favor. Had they been fighting straight, 5v5 in the lane, I'm pretty sure the blue could have come back, because even though the Yi died, he did quite a bit of damage before he did so. I just think the burst damage from all these champions and the 1-by-1, I guess, attack pattern from the blue side led the red to be able to burn them down very quickly. Well, isn't that just so perfect, Jim? Thank you, Bill. I mean, you tied it up into a perfect little bow. I mean, serious? I mean, super serious. I don't think I know any other caster who can do exactly what you do. Oh, why, thank you, Jim. I mean, casting this like a champion with all your knowledge and all your wisdom, putting up with a sad sack like me. There's a fight in the jungle and Kha'Zix died like a little cockroach again. What a useless piece. He reminds me of someone I know. He always looks at me while I'm brushing my teeth in the mirror. Anywho, Bill, don't you think you should slow it down? I think I'm doing just fine. Thank you, Jim. Okay, Bill. Whatever, man. Now, it looks like there's a team fight ramping up in the middle here. Ramping up, huh? Looks like you got Galio standing there. He's gonna fire those little tornado thingies up by this turret here. And that's gonna keep people a little bit zoned because they're afraid to get hurt by those tornadoes. They actually, even though they don't appear to do a whole lot right now, those things can be fired off within about, 10 seconds of each other. And here comes Galio all in. He's going on Timo there. Looks like the whole team is going after that rat bastard. He's going in for a suicide pact, but that's enough to open the door for Galio to ultimate into Teemo, squash his ass. Now here comes Kog'Maw with his damaging ass. And oh no, Kog'Maw, that little worm bitch is running. He's not running, he's trying to keep alive so that the ADC, you know, there's a little bit of defense from the blue. He ended up dying and he took Teemo with him. Well, at least he did something. At least he, even though he was running like a coward, when the chips were down, you know what, the team could count on him. You were just saying he was running away. Hey, your argument and his suicide swayed me. Okay, Bill. Well, it looks like there's a bit of a reset as the blue side once again practically aced. I'm sorry, the red side practically aced the blue side. Oh, how many have you had today, Jim? None. I just got a little bit confused. Yeah, likely story. I think you've been shooting them just as much as I have. I honestly haven't had a drink. Okay, Bill, whatever. Don't get all hyperactive. Now here goes the bottom lane. You got Kog'Maw, you got Racket. They're going. They gotta watch out for this Echo coming in over here. Cause he's a sneaky little mofo. You see this Shadow. Even if they take him down, he can hop back. But luckily here comes the Yi, popping his ultimate and his Ghost Blade. He's hacking them down like they're nothing. They're nothing. They're little pieces of nothing. Not even a thing. And you see Yi just shakes it off. Are you crying? No, I'm not crying. What are you? Some kind of pansy? Looks like Galio just got his ass whipped in the jungle by Kha'Zix and the Teemo. But it looks like while those two were up top, because Kale here has just been taking this Mountain Drake. Now, one Mountain Drake might not seem like a big deal, but at the moment, the blue side has two of them suckers. And what the Mountain Drake does is, it rocks. Okay, Bill, why don't you just lean your head down a little bit? You know, just close your eyes a sec. I'm not doing it because you're telling me to. I'm doing it because I fucking want to. Okay. Alright, whatever. Now, the Mountain Drake actually increases the damage to buildings. So, turrets, inhibitors, etc. And I believe it also helps you do more damage to the Baron, environmental things. Now, I can't really remember right off the top of my head. So let's see if we can take a look at one of these buffs we got here. Let's see here. Maybe that. There we go. Yes, let's see. Mountain Drake. Plus 20% damage to epic monsters, towers, as true damage. Which means they're going to be able to burn down more Drakes and the Baron eventually if they want to. We've actually got a good push going on this top. You see how quickly they can burn this down. Now, of course, they got the Yi there who's popped his ultimate. And with him, Kale, and Galio, they're making short work of it. It looks like the Galio and Yi are kind of hesitating as to what to do. There's a Kha'Zix in this bush, and they've seen him do this. But, oh, it looks like Galio's feeling like he wants to fight. Now, they don't know this, but all 5 of the red side members are there. It looks like a bit of a YOLO swag hippity-dop maneuver. I thought you were taking a nap. I thought you shut up, pansy! Oh, okay. Would you like another beer? Why, yes, I would. Thank you very much. I guess I'm out of the... I guess I'm out. Oh, thank God. That's too bad. But, you'll get a chance to sober up. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I can call this that drink in me. I'm doing perfectly fine. Who even needs Margaret or whatever her name is? I'm fine. Totally fine. Kozik's just got the wolf. See? Fine. They're getting the Sculler in the bottom, which is going to give him vision. Lucian is going to get it, hopefully, get some money. There you go. Fine. They can see in this area, and that'll help speed them up. There's going to be a fight here in the middle, where those two are going to get engaged, unless the blue cohorts can come in and help them out. Galio's coming in, and he's helping save the day. I am fine. They're going to chase down this fucking Teemo who flashed out. Now it's 3-on-3, soon to be 3-on-4. So far the trade is 2-to-1. And, 3-to-1. Here it goes. There's a fighter that's out 4. And there's the whole king of caboodle. There's an ace for 2. 5 for 2. And look at me, Mr. Bill Griffith, doing just fine. Back to you, Jim. Thanks. Now, you can see they've taken that turret, and there's an ace, so they're going to have a really, really nice push here, which will let super minions come into the base, and before too long, this game might get away from the red side. Bill, what do you have there? Nothing! Don't you look at me! Is that a flask? Did you sneak a flask into work today? Yeah? What of it? I'm out of beer. What am I supposed to do? Not drink? Here are my 2 options. Not drink, sit here quietly like I've been for the past, I don't know, like forever, or, voila, pull out the flask. Oh, I was actually about to say it looks kind of nice. Makes you look kind of classy. Well, thank you there, Jim. Finally coming around to my side of things. As there's a fight up here in the blue jungle, where Kale's gonna get away, but Galio might take the hero's play out. Now, of course, Kale's running, but it looked to be kind of the mentality. Now, Kale ended up dying, unfortunately. But, in the meantime, Yi is just, pushing as a how do you do all the way up to their second turret for the red side. He's got to be careful because that Lucian. Oh no, but the Lucian's got to be careful. He thinks he's going to get an easy pick off, and no siree, Bob. Ye can turn on a dime. He's an assassin. He's got all the bursts in the world. And unfortunately, on the top side, Teemo just manhandled Kog'Maw. Right. But now Teemo's doing the classic top fallacy, where he thinks that his one course of action is to push all the way in. And luckily, he's pulling back. He won that fight. He pushed all the way forward, and now he's pulling back to let the blue side contend with, clearing out these minions for fear of the wave pushing all the way into turret. Meanwhile, he's going back and he's buying stuff. He's being very proactive. Oh, this is a very wonderful insight. Great insight. There we go. That knowledge burns, it's so good. But it's got a smooth finish. Why, thank you. Now let's look at the bottom. It looks like there's a ping going on. He looks like he's been pushing out quite a bit, which is actually quite good. People think it's a bad idea, but it appears the Rakan is trying to kite all the way down to the Yi, who's been feeding this entire time. And he's going straight after Echo. Now here comes... Oh, Echo went down in no time. Lucian went down. There's two of the big damage died in about no time. Now Yi's chasing after Kha'Zix, and they have... Like, I think Kha'Zix has just more burst than Yi does. So because of that, he won the fight, but just barely. And in the meantime, the Galio Kog'Maw burned Teemo. And Galio, let's see here. Galio got the kill, so he must have got something just right off the edge there, because it's very hard to get the last hit when you're a Kog'Maw. But now we got Galio and Kog'Maw. They're doing the smart thing. There's only one Kha'Zix in that base, and you got a tank ADC right there, so it's easy to stop them. And they're taking out these turrets right now. They might be going for the win right now if they can focus on the tower. And now, because you saw how quickly those towers burnt down, of course, we got Kog'Maw here, and he's good at sieging a tower, but they've also got these mountain drakes, as we said earlier, which help them just cut through those turrets like butter. Galio's dying. It looks like he's letting this Kog'Maw escape, as the tank tends to do. I don't know about the professional level, but a lot of, team tanks like to do that sometimes. Now you got the Yi, he grabbed his blue, and he's heading up there. Yeah, he's got that blue, he's heading to the top side. I don't know why I don't just go for Baron. I'm sorry, Bill, could you say again? I said, why aren't they going for Baron? Oh, well, that's a good point. Well, the entire red side is alive, and they've got two people who can jump in, one of which has smite. You got Kha'Zix, he can just leap in and try to smite steal that. You got Echo, who can leap in there. And then, of course, you got Lucian, whose ultimate is very dangerous altogether. But it's okay because they got that Fire Drake, which will give them improved damage against champions. Like, they've got 3 Drakes by now. It's 3 Drakes to none. And earlier, now there's the gold lead coming back. That's evening out. It looks like Galio and Yi are just kind of pushing down that other inhibitor. The first inhibitor is back up and ready to go, as there was a bit of a team fight down here in jungle. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like there's a team fight starting up right here. Let's see. Lucian's getting a fair amount of damage into this Raken. And you got Kog'Maw right there. Kayle. Okay, so that guy just jumped in and died instantly. And Kayle is popping his ultimate on himself. Now, what a lot of upper level Kayles will do in that situation is they will put the ultimate on the Kog'Maw, because the Kog'Maw will be invincible for a good 2 seconds, and in those 2 seconds Kog'Maw can wreak some havoc, and Kayle is going to die anyway. But now we got the Yi, we're back up. We got the Yi who just died after taking out the inhibitor, and this Galio is of course shrugging off a lot of this damage, but of course he eventually died too. But this is where that Galio deficit from earlier doesn't even matter, because of course the game went on long enough. The Galio is starting to get his build going, and he's only got 2 full tank items with this Sunfire Cape and the Spirit Visage. Those are that's just 2 good tanking items. And he's shaking these guys off like they're nothing. Now, of course, we got Teemo trying to push that lane back. Yi and Galio are still dead, and we've got Kog'Maw and Raken pushing middle, while Echo is trying to hold them off. Now, here comes Kayle from behind. It looks like they might be trying to set up some sort of a team fight. Uh-oh. What do we have here? It looks like he's coming to save the day. There he goes, and They're getting caught with their fucking pants down right now, Jim. They have no idea. And there's the game. Yeah, that was quite a surprising little turn of events. I guess one of those two. Let's take a look. Let's rewind this real quick to a few minutes ago. Alright, so we got the Yees coming in. And here comes Galio with his teleport. Alright, now they're pushing in. So one of them must have placed... Oh, and there's the Galio's ward. So this ward right here is what allowed Yi to then come back. Let's watch this happen. And there's Yi. He's running forward, but we still have this inhibitor right there. And there's the teleport. There's just enough time left on that ward to let Yi finish his teleport. Yi pops his ultimate, and that's the ball game. There you go. It just goes to show you that wards can win games. That's right. That's right. It goes to show you that, you know, look at the red side. The red side has more kills than the blue side. Red side has more money than the blue side. But you can have this perfectly laid out plan. It's all going splendidly. And then, wham! Life just gets you with one little pinprick, and your whole life is up in smoke. Oh, Margaret! Come back, Margaret! Come back, Margaret! I guess that's all for today's game. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching Lolligaggers Legends. Bye-bye. Margaret!